So this soul retrieval, and those who are attending first time here, so I would strongly recommend to listen the previous webcast so that you will be informed a little bit what we are talking here, because we will not be able to repeat many things what we have already covered in previous sessions. So just to say a few words about it is that um, there are many ways we can heal and retrieve our soul. Soul in Tibetan, it's la, and the soul retrieval is the languk, and the life force retrieval is tsenguk. So this term languk tsenguk is a traditional term, and generally when we talk about languk tsenguk, it's more related with the causal vehicles, that there are specific system tradition through rituals, through working with the nature and the spirits, trying to retrieve the soul when people are not able to um, heal themselves through diagnosis, medical diagnosis, and herbs and medicines, and so something more deeper, energetic, or more like the possessive situations. So these rituals are done. So and it's those forms of rituals are called like a soul retrieval rituals, Nangu Tsengu. And but this book is a little bit different. This book is not specifically working with that way, but this is more working with the understanding of the when we lose the soul is very much not able to understand our conditions, our getting caught up with our pain and obstacles, and then we lose the soul. And there are many different ways to retrieve the soul. Is the way we retrieve the soul is through elements, through deeper sense of meditation, and through inner refuge practices that we spoke last month, last webcast we spoke about it. So there are many different ways we can retrieve. So basically, one will able to retrieve one's soul from one's own essence, from one's inner refuge, from within oneself, rather than depending on outer situations, outer cause conditions. So that is how it's understood. So anyway, we will cover more on that as we continue. So for now, first we will start with a short practice, practice particularly more related with relationship, in which, for example, there are many. If you look at in your life, there are many relationships that you have are very much enriching your life, very much healing your soul, very much supporting your health, your psychological, your physical well-being. But there are also other relationships in your life that either you are conscious or not, regardless you are conscious or not, they are very subtly draining your vitality, your energy, your psychological well-being, your physical well-being. So it's draining you constantly every minute and every hour, every day. It's draining you. So basically, in through these understanding and practices, we have possibility to really turn it around, so not drained by those specific relationship, but heal through those specific relationship. That is what we are going to emphasize during this particular webcast. For example, a few examples I gave. So one relationship we can think about is, relationship you to yourself. So how what kind of relationship you have to yourself? Are you aware what's happening in your life? When you are confused, are you aware? When you are angry, are you aware? When you are agitated, are you aware? When you act out of those agitation and pain, are you aware? When you hurt somebody, are you aware? When you hurt yourself, are you aware? Are you aware? Are you connected to yourself? For example, that will be one way to reflect, particularly those people who don't have so much relationship with others, who don't have a family, who don't work, who are very isolated, who don't socialize. They live very much isolated life. Then you have very much alone with yourself, but that means you have or you don't have good relationship with yourself. So you have to pay attention to that. And those of us who have a family, and for us it's really really important, because family could be a great pleasure. As people who don't have a family sometimes will not understand that the joy of having a family, joy of having children, and but at the same time, sometimes how stressful that can be, how challenging that can be, and it's very much constantly, it depends on your awareness of yourself and your family. They can be constantly nourishing your soul and giving you love and exercising your ability to give love, or they can be constantly stress and tension and draining you. So those who have a family, it's very important to pay a close attention to that relationship, because that relationship can be a source of healing your soul, or draining your soul, losing your soul constantly. And those of us who are very dedicated in our life as a spiritual practitioner, that I could clearly say myself, I consider as myself a practitioner, and trying to be a good practitioner, and trying to be a dedicated practitioner, and trying to do my best to understand, to apply as much as possible in my everyday life. That means all these practices in my spiritual practices somehow is strongly tied with my relationship with my teacher. So, and sometimes that relationship, our teacher students and teachers relationship in the West, I know very well. I've been teaching last 25 years here in the West. I understand the complexity of that relationship, and as a Western culture, and having challenges of that relationship. And but it's very different for somebody who grown up in the West, and who are not grown up with that kind of relationship, and trying to have that kind of relationship and get very excited, enthusiastic, very about it, like a honeymoon period of time with the teacher student relationship. And suddenly the teacher at some point does not fulfills one's ego, and then immediately it's very easy to turn totally upside down, and being very critical, judgmental. Situations like that I have experienced myself numerous times. I see that similar kind of relationship with others. But and of course there's always important to find the teachers that one can truly build a relationship and deepen relationship. And no, there's no question about it. But it's like any relationship. I think it's important to first to analyze your mind, open your heart. So it's from the how you feel in your heart, how you think, how you understand with your head. You have both head and heart, both feels right, someone right to follow and learn from and pursue that relationship. And then that point, it's very important oneself needed to work with that relationship, because some place one needed to find, say, able to not question all the time, doubt all the time, but somewhere you can be a little bit more, let go yourself and open your heart and willing to say, I trust, I let go of my doubt, I let go of my pain, I let go of my thought and conceptual mind. I'm willing to trust here. I'm willing to trying to trust here, trying to go beyond my pain and ego. That's kind of sense of ability to develop that relationship. So there are many these forms of relationship, I think, are very important key, because if you are a practitioner, that relationship matters a lot. Because I know that relationship, not only talking in the West, even that relationship, even in the East, is a problematic. Many, even Tibetans, even higher practitioners, go through challenges with that relationship. It's so, but when there is a pain there in that relationship, it's not good. It's not good for the soul. It's not good for personal development. Clearly, it's not good for that one's spiritual development, because that relationship is the base for every development, spiritual practice. So, of course, I'm talking about these different relationships, and some of these relationships might not apply to you and specific person you, and some of these relationship might apply directly to you. But I am saying, as generally, trying to kind of looking at more wide range of possibility and giving my some suggestions. So you have to, if you feel what I'm saying it applicable for you, then you work on that and apply for that. And that's then you can think about, yes, it's true, I'm exactly talking about you and your situation and your relationship, which is draining you or which is healing you. If whatever I'm saying, if you feel like it's not applying to you, then don't judge me because saying I don't know what he's talking about, it doesn't make sense. Yes, it's not making sense to you, but person sitting right next to you, it's making completely sense to that person. Same way, whatever is making sense to you might not make any sense to the person sitting next to you. So don't get into this judgmental ideas of, if something is not making sense to you, that should not be basis of judging somebody. If when we do that, that's how we drain again. Once again, we drain ourselves in this particular moment where we're talking about healing our soul through relationship. Maybe you're listening first time to a webcast to a me, instead of this relationship, a webcast relationship, a cyber relationship, internet relationship, instead of kind of making you feel a little bit more calm and peace, that this relationship might be draining you. So this is a typical example. So just reflect on this, and I'm going to do a guided meditation for now, and then we will come back and I'll talk a little bit more, and then have some time to question and answers. So those you have been doing the practices, and we will do the inner refuge prayers first, and I will guide the practice.